Hello, beautiful internet people, and welcome back to Summit 2, Day 3. How's everyone doing?
Terrible.
Good, sounds well. It's no fair, they can't reply.
We all decided to
Yes.
have fast food in the middle of the night.
Try to.
Flarin went as late as 2 p.m. or 2 a.m.
2 p.m. Definitely 2 p.m.
That's a ballsy play.
That's a
2
ballsy
p.m.?
play.
So you wake up next day and you just feel terrible.
Listen.
Yeah, tell us
it
about
just
your
didn't
morning
work out.
for Flarin.
No, I mean, just the fact, get a few hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Woke up, face super dry.
Like that SpongeBob
Yeah.
meme.
You're also yet lagged, right? So
Yeah,
Exactly, yeah.
It's not yet lagged.
it's yet lag from Northern
lag.
California to here. It's a yet lag.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's one of the tougher days today.
But
Yeah, to be
luckily,
honest here.
luckily the house has enough bathrooms for all of us,
Yep.
so the fast food has an exit route.
Oh yeah, by the way, don't go on the first floor bathroom for at least 20 more minutes.
Maybe 35. I hit it after him.
But we got a lot of great matches today to help get us through it. First one's going to be Team Liquid versus Torqued. The battle that everybody's been waiting for, Steel versus Steel.
Oh.
Is that a
Oh
storyline
no,
or
that's
what?
gonna mess us up. I'm gonna have to use first names. It's gonna be interesting. I'm curious to see the Torqued guys. I'm enjoying them putting on a little show here. People giving them flack for getting invited, and they beat Vega.
They beat Vega.
All is not lost.
It's all-
That's-
Honestly,
There it is.
if we
major champs.
if we picked from a few other NA teams, I don't know if all of them would have beat Vega. I think Torqued is actually one of the few teams that
yeah,
could
you
have done
could.
it.
You could. There's definitely in terms of the other invites that could have happened, but we could talk about that later. You want to? Oh, we're looking at Liquid. Oh, there's Torque. Pop him up.
Yeah.
Is that
what? Get
Bartholomew
James's
on the far left? Bartholomew
Bi-
Ford.
name. Bartholomew.
Bartholomew Ford.
Titanium.
So
And
you see
then,
Jamarcus IRL in the end.
James R. Oh, what's his name on her?
Jamie Eyes.
Jamie Eyes.
Who knows, man?
So,
A lot of veterancy on the squad, though. I mean, these guys they should be problem solvers. in the sense of the word.
Poyo's really the only one who, if you've followed the CS scene in the past couple of years, you wouldn't know. He's pretty new to the team, got brought up through kind of the rank S. I know he played with some other people, and I might not be doing this justice, but
Yeah. So I played main with him, and
Yeah,
then
there you go.
Yeah, we played a full season of main, and then after that we just dissolved. Went into full time casting basically, and he was like he wanted to play invite, like he was dead set on it from the get go.
so what was his first invite
Even
team?
before he played even main, he was dead set on invite. So what's that?
What was his first invite team?
He still wants to play invite. This is like the closest
Oh,
he's
he
gotten.
didn't. Okay, I wasn't sure
Yeah.
if he did. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he's played a lot of Southern California lands, too.
Yeah.
So kind of went the Jordan route a little bit. Jordan having
There you
came
go.
up through the system.
Burst through the Southern California lands. Yeah, a lot of people
Forged.
always talk about that. I don't know if it's a good segue. Do we have anything else to mention right now, or can I rant?
No, go ahead.
Go for it, man.
Go for it, man.
The people always ask, nowadays, and I don't know for you guys, like, how do you get on a pro team? How do you find your chance? And I'm like, well, for when any of us probably started in the scene, there's MIRC and like networking, and then
Yep.
Steam friends and like just playing in like ESCAs and Faceit type clients only came later. But local lands was
There was no streaming platform that you could sit there and watch, so to say. It was all audio.
get there and hang out with people and show that you're a real person, because
Yeah.
otherwise you didn't. That was like one of the main things for me, at least. You're trying to pick up someone and you've never met them. It's kind of like, unless you have a good rapport and they're a friend of a friend, that's the number one question. Like, not only is he good, is this someone I can rely on? Is he going to show up to land?
Does he cheat on land?
I don't
Does
know
he
how
cheat
bad.
online?
I don't know how it was in Sweden, but we occasionally had the people who you were like, is he even going to show up to
I
the
don't
land?
think. I mean,
early
I've never
days, right?
experienced that, but I'm sure it's happened.
Not on pro level, but like early
Yep.
days, and I was fortunate enough not to, but I had heard of it happening. It always blew my mind.
Hades, it just happened.
That's
That's an invite level.
Yeah, well, that-
That's an invite level land dodge.
Yeah.
That was then he like admitted something that was also not even like. What did he admit after? He's like, yeah, I just thought that we weren't like gonna do well. I was like, really? So you just don't go or something?
Just
Was that?
fuck
Am I
over
wrong?
all
Reasonable,
4
you
people
know?
on your team. Okay.
Very, very much
Here's Team
reasonable.
Liquid
Just
again.
kidding.
But we digress. Here's the Team Liquid. Coach Zeus talked to him this morning, and he was just saying, he hates having to have the excuse of we've got roster changes, but it has been the case for them, for some time now, like that.
Well, only thing that
Replace
changes that is
Stan or-
time, right?
Yeah.
So it's just going to take time for NAF and Steel to finally get embedded within the other three, and that's really, I think, the core components there.
Someone tweeted out that Nitro has like kind of worst stats at Summit right now, not by a huge margin or anything, but like that he does, and he's got a really important role, but he's also got like such new roles and so much responsibility with him IGLing and opping, arguably the two hardest roles to learn on a new team.
It's interesting. The more this seems like a common theme with Liquid. It's like an adverse effect. The more they build up their strat book, the more like static always sometimes their gameplay seems. It's so weird. Every time I see like Nitro and them play well, it's always in this weird like they're getting a new guy and like they're not playing with the right guy. Someone's calling who shouldn't be calling, and all of a sudden everyone's comfortable and plays well. And then I guess at least during my time on C9, whenever I felt like they actually had a better playbook and they were developing like a rapport of strats, they felt almost like easier to play against over time and less effective. First, it was weird.
Let's
like,
hope we don't do that. Go down that road.
No, and so I'm hoping, with Steel, because before it was like Stanislaw and who was calling before that? Adren back in the day? Raj Train Cash. I don't know if we're supposed to
Yeah, I
know
don't know if
but-
that was supposed to go to
you know,
air quite yet, but
Well, it's
it's
out
there.
there.
Yeah,
It's there.
You know?
Yeah. So
we didn't say the
Anyways, that's the problem I've always had with Liquid. Like, they definitely beat the teams, and so there's going to be Torque needs to play well. They definitely beat the teams who make mistakes, right? But at the higher level, I'm excited to see them not make too many, hopefully.
Thanks.
Marcus got him in the gym this morning, but I don't know if you guys would agree, but I felt like even when I was on C9 at certain points, you would argue that Liquid had like when you compare like Astralis versus a team like G2, sometimes you'd say I saw Astralis had a more fundamentally sound approach, but G2's beating them. I mean,
yeah, and you're saying with Steel, maybe that can change.
maybe that could change.
And that's a good thing about having picking up at someone who was an IGL, because someone who was an IGL is a different kind of person. They have a lot. They're like a
More
lot more
liberal.
mature as a player, and also since they were an IGL, they know how to give good input, and you can rely on that for them. So even though they don't have the title of IGL, they can totally be the reason you win around often, like very often, right? Certainly Steel's going to chime in, and then on top of that, when he was on Immortals, he was also maybe their most consistent player, even at the major when they won,
It was funny, yeah.
or when they came second. Sorry,
Crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Crazy, bro.
crazy men.
Men. Oh, yeah, crazy men.
Men.
Hey,
Always
man.
a happy guy on LAN. Always a good vibe.
And
around
yeah,
the guy.
maybe I was going to say that's the difference. I don't know if you want to chime in on that, Robin, from different in-game leaders you had. How much a difference it can make when the in-game leader matches the vibe of the team, whether it's super serious.
I was trying to like hold off over here and be like, yeah, listen, this is great.
Yeah,
Give me
yes,
one more hour,
exactly,
you know?
Jordan.
One
Please
more.
tell us.
okay.
Tell us more.
More.
Wait, you
I-
need to
I
give me,
woke
like-
up-
No, but
I
I
just need to dip you in a bath
I
of
agree.
lotion.
I agree, because you also have one more perspective though, right? As well on top of that. So same with SK called calls during overtime and stuff, right? So no, I definitely like the whole Steel pickup to me was just smart for me. Like I feel like that's probably the best player they could have gotten at the time. Zeus was also talking about yesterday in their Cloud9 game. Another thing to note, obviously they are a new team. They just swapped players. There's some strats that they don't even have the smokes for. Like they were missing smokes yesterday. The first map versus Cloud9 was something that Zeus talked about it within the team. Of like, hey, listen, this happened. We missed a bunch of smokes and stuff. Don't worry about it. If you don't know it, then don't panic. Just throw something else then. It's like
Yeah.
great. I don't know if I see spawn smoke. I'm just gonna smoke apps here.
Yeah, just make it a post-plant smoke instead.
Yeah, it's like listen, someone else gonna have to do this work.
And we,
the-
yeah.
Yeah, but no. So I think if they're already having like issues like that as well, at least there will be some form of improvement, right? Like coming into, for example, today, maybe those smokes won't be missed, and maybe there's like potentially like a round win there, right? So we'll see.
It also felt like they were doing well when they were winning, and when they were losing, they looked very uncoordinated. And sometimes
Super flat, like super
Yeah.
inconsistent, like nothing going for them whatsoever.
didn't
no
have
teamwork, yeah.
Inferno. So I think that maybe their veto's changing too, because Inferno didn't work well for them, and I think they banned it yesterday for the second best of 3. But yeah,
But-
we might change things up.
That team environment when you're scrambling to find an answer, to find some rounds, it's super chaotic.
It's also been a long time since they haven't had the primary opera. So this is kind of a change for them too. Nitro's gonna pick up the op more. Obviously, NAF can do it as well.
Mhm.
And CT, but
So we're bigging up
new era.
Torqued, taking down Liquid maybe in Notch. Is there a chance here for an upset? Could Torqued actually beat Team Liquid in
I-
best of 3 on LAN?
I think at this point, Torque has nothing to lose, right?
I think the
They
thing,
won a game here.
Never fight somebody who's got nothing to lose.
Yeah, because they don't stop.
nothing to lose, and I think Torque needs to keep playing like that. They have nothing to lose, but not too desperate. Desperate's where they're gonna make too many mistakes. Nothing to lose, and then
Fine line.
they don't have a super deep map pool, so hopefully they countered what they know they're gonna play, because they
Yeah.
can only get rid of so much, and I think they only have 3 strong maps.
I th-
Well,
yeah, they might have those maps in common.
whatever
though, right?
strong means, 3 comfortable maps, right?
So we're gonna play the Liquid intro now.
Let's take a look at
Take a
that.
look at that.
Who watched The Office mostly?
That was wonderful. I
Robin?
rewatch it every.
We're supposed to see them next to each other, no?
What's that?
All right,
Let's
take
check
a
it
quick
out.
peek.
All right.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's great. We missed it yesterday. Jordan pointed out it says unbanned.
I didn't notice that the writing of the wall
Yeah.
on Mad Swag. I
It
didn't
says
see
unbanned.
that. Yeah, because you remember when the kid tries to communicate.
Yeah, through the wall.
Through
They
the
used
wall,
the
yeah.
light, so
No
it's like
spoilers.
unbanned
That's
swag.
unreal,
That was
man.
pretty that was
It's a
Oh
real
my
art
god, we
making
got some
memes.
maps. How about that?
So we already knew him. Apparently, Mirage, Train, and Cash. Mirage, one of the more comfortable maps for Torqued, and then obviously Liquid having a pretty big advantage on Train. And then going into third map, Cash, I would say Liquid probably. I mean, Liquid technically has advantage in all three, but it just in
Maybe there's
couple
a
regards.
So if it does, I mean, I'd say Torque's keys to victory here are winning the first two maps, because if it goes to Cash, it's probably going to lose for sure. But there might be a chance of Mirage. Maybe there's a small chance of Mirage. Very small.
The only thing that maybe they got going for him on Train and Cash is that they don't have their op anymore on Liquid's end. So maybe in that sense, we could catch them playing some like isolated CS. Sometimes when you lose an opera, outside the double rifle setup might get a little miscommunication. One's ladder, one's past the bomb train. I think Torqued is going to have to hope for some of those mistakes on a map like Train, because as we saw, when they don't have a game plan, well, I guess that goes for anybody. They looked pretty flat.
I can see where you're coming from. I think if I'm Torqued, I'm thinking move fast, because when we saw Liquid, basically if it got into the situations where they're 3v3 and they have to be heavy on comms, that's when they had trouble staying together and coordinated. So trying to put as much pressure on that as possible probably benefit them.
What about some X Factor players? For example, when I look at Liquid, I would say if NAF has an on day, Torqued is going to have a hard time. And if I look at the Torque side of things, and I think this is safe to say, Steel was playing out of his mind yesterday.
Yeah, he was.
Playing absolutely out of his mind, taking a lot of initiative in his own to clear sites and do things to get his team in the bomb sites or the corridors they need to be in.
Which technically, he's probably supposed to be the guy really laying the foundation for the other four. In every aspect, someone else has something that's supposed to be better, like AZK and Poyo's rifle. Brax is everything. Poyo's rifle as well. Or who did I miss there? Anyways, yeah, so Steel was the one actually switching the roll up and getting those entries, which is cool to see.
Yeah, he said that he was the day before he was just getting caught throwing nades too many times, and he needed to be up front as the IGL, and so he decided to start entry fragging. He was getting kills top banana on
Yeah, he said it. He's like, I felt like with nades, I was setting teams up for failure, because he's like, we're trying to pretend we're supporting each other, but our strats are actually shit. So what's the point of forcing a bunch of nade usage and overloading the comms if the actual strat doesn't have too many contingency plans? It's very straightforward. So might as well send the person who has the best read in, which he claims. He feels like he's the best at kind of understanding rotation. So he's like, why not try to get a gimmicky kill and get my good players in the late round situations?
It's weird when I see Steel. I don't think of the guy who has the best aim. He was like not the
Not
guy
at
who had the
all,
best
yeah,
aim
but
on
he's-
iBuy
but he hit
Power,
shots.
but he's an incredible entry fragger actually. And when he got off of iBuy Power and then did Torque for the first time, you saw why he wanted to leave iBuy Power, because he was like a brand new player. He was insane. He was leading the team.
It does.
Yeah, I mean, the IBA Power lineup, yeah, there was some issues there for sure, right? Because you also had Dason still on the same team.
We
at
had
the
two
same time.
dads on the same team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Too many cookies.
That's
in the
happened a
kitchen.
couple other times, like with Kerrigan, even Karn back in the day. Sometimes you see the strat caller have 4-star players, and he turns into the kind of like, I'm just gonna go like die for you guys in any way.
So let's get it out there in the open.
We're going live.
We're going live into the game.
Just around Mirage, baby.
Let's talk about some predictions here. What do you guys have in terms of the series?
I actually think, I mean, the way Liquids were playing, especially both of these days, first map, they've not been performing.
And they
After
all ate
first map, they
donuts
seemed to wake
earlier.
up a little bit.
They
but
literally bought Krispy Kreme donuts to
Yeah,
eat before the match.
that's
So, I mean,
true.
you're setting
They could
yourself
be
up
asleep.
for a loss.
That's true.
I don't know. Those
Um,
things are probably sent straight from heaven, if I remember correctly.
That's true.
Well, only when they're right off the conveyor belt, you know.
Well, actually, I don't think it's too much in Liquid's favor that people might think.
Yeah, especially on Mirage. I'm looking for a close game here regardless, and right now we're going to see him come out A, bomb site, passive setup from Torqued is going to allow a bomb plant pretty easily from Team Liquid here. Brax hoping to get a lucky shot here, and at the same time fall back without getting pushed, but he might get caught off guard here. But he gets the even frags.
He does find one that is absolutely correct. AZK, Kusa, Steel, and Poyo left there to try to brute their way back into this bomb site where the bomb's planted. Steel picking up a really quick kill there on Unleash. Can he find another one on Twist? No, he doesn't. Naf chiming in as well with a kill on Kusa. Now up to AZK and Poyo. And as AZK falls, Poyo finds himself with his back against the wall here on the CT ramp, looking to get a kill towards that firebox area. Can't seem to find it. Naf
So
Fly is here to play today.
I've been in that connector position before as a Glocker, and it's so powerful. It's so hard because they have, when you can't shoot through corners like that, like what Twist is doing right here, he's even spotted, and even if Nath doesn't help him there, the Glock is just so powerful there that
You got to love that little move where he just turns down to make his hitbox even harder to hit and then comes back up on the other side of connector.
yeah, you see a lot of teams like SK just avoiding that altogether and going heavy spawn a lot because they could just swing on toll boost and take all those fights passive. First round to Liquid. No special nades or anything on Torqued. Yesterday we saw that cool, just simple flash over connector and the triple frag on Vega to win the eco.
So as they come up cat here, Steel with the Deagle. Gets a lot of info, knows they're going anti-eco mid, obviously. We'll see what the adjustment is. They've got two players kind of not pushed up, but ready to push, I think, at A. And I don't know if they want to get info, but this might be a prime opportunity. They do have to guess if it's going to be the CTs to, or the Ts to hold those positions. And now with more pressure, Steel's going to fall back. Ladder room has been taken by the terrorists, and a B split.
B-split is on. The Molotov's coming out there towards that archway. Steel finding the
How did
kill
none
on
of
Steel.
those bulls hit?
Steel, and Keel, and Steel. But how about that? AZK giving one himself this round on an Nafly. AZK, Kusa, and Poyo trying to defend this B bomb site, but for what it's worth.
Hopefully they can get one more kill here, do a little damage to the economy early. Steel, I felt like hit one bullet there, but I looked over at the HPs and not one. And that's one of those early, Krispy Kreme still settling in.
That's a Deagle. In
One
nutshell.
kill right here. If they can get this one, Steel. Be tough.
Wow.
And Liquid stacking the money there does SMG $900 bonus, right? Still, nothing's changed in that last update. I'm not ancient already. All right, good.
No, we're still good. Yeah, you're still
You're
relevant.
outdated, Jordan.
Still relevant,
Yeah,
Jordan.
2 months later. Holy fuck. Is that a Glock still?
2-0 Liquid. No real surprise there, having had the more advantageous firepower on their T side after winning pistol.
Do you get worried about that? If you take too long of a break, that like you can't fall behind in the meta for like a long time, or
This is the first time taking a break like this. I've never really been able to comprehend the fear.
Okay, good.
You know, I've
Just
heard-
honestly, keep it that way because there's something to be scared of.
I've heard League players that take time away from the game just briefly, even miss out on the meta, just like that.
But in League, they're specifically like controlling the meta every update.
Which
yeah,
is-
they
which is
change
wild.
things on purpose.
Yeah, it's wild. Good thing we don't have that.
We have nothing to worry about here.
They're in close. Anything even
But-
close at all.
If you want to buy this new Dragon Lore skin, head to the market. We got 1,000 million of them.
1,000 million for
$100,000.
$1,000 million.
For $1,000 million.
You got $1,000 million. I got 1,000 million Dragon Lords.
5 members
For
of
$1 each.
Torch Alive. The bomb.
Yeah, I was going
planted.
to say. That's a pretty good price ratio.
Some quick math.
A
Right there.
leash, looking to pull a little Grandmaster move here. B, StarCraft coming into.
StarCraft. StarCraft aim. Up, James. The
Look at the
StarCraft
sensitivity. Kids playing on a trackball.
Like the big one you
The
move with
roll-
your finger.
the red,
Yeah.
the red
On the
one.
top, yeah. The big ball on the top.
It's actually not bad. Poyo, can you snag one more, baby? All right, go to the first gun round now. Torqued, no crazy money. Kusta has enough to get the big green and do a little damage. Rest of the boys, no, not crazy. On
Yeah, and he wasn't even smart enough. He didn't buy anything, so he couldn't even afford it.
Here's replay of Elige playing StarCraft.
Grandmaster.
See if I can come up with something new for the remaining round.
I wish I was good at him in games, dude. He doesn't even like being called a StarCraft pro because there's, you know, he technically was only like semi. But
Oh, yeah,
when, as
yeah.
like someone who played StarCraft, I look at Elise, I'm like, he was fucking insane at StarCraft.
Was he?
Yeah,
I had no
and he
idea.
took like a map off select or something on at WCG. I'm pretty sure, which
pretty
is
Pretty good.
I can't remember who it was, but it was a Korean. That's all you have to know.
It's impressive.
Jonathan Jablanowski.
It says enough about his skill.
Yeah.
I like to see this early Kusta and them getting aggressive at the A ramp, even though it's not going to yield them much frags here. Like to see the confidence early. Steel's going to get caught off by himself in the ladder room, but does a little bit of damage before he goes down, which could lull maybe Nitro and Elysian to getting a little overexcited at Cat, but Brack's a little too late here. His team is already down in a 4 versus 3 situation, though. But one player still red on Liquid, and now it's going to be a tough possible, I would say, save situation now. For Torqued, did a little bit of damage. If they can get one more kill on the exit here, that'd be nice. But really, their goal is to save the weapons here.
Yeah, we see on this round, Liquid basically being able to waltz out and hang out middle.
There you go. And
There's no real contesting there.
Liquid did get to
Contestion.
frags with the Mac 10s there, so they do have a little extra money to hunt.
You could take this. Yeah, you could take a shot at
For
least.
sure. Kusta,
Uh-oh.
don't do it, Kusta.
Oh,
Got a little torqued buys here, guys, because not only are they friends of mine, I just little underdog buys here. It's fun to,
5 kills.
At
5
least we're
kills.
allowed to be as biased
and
as
the
we want.
teabag by Poyo.
you know,
Which is great.
You gotta think that's a little bit
great.
too expensive. I mean, if you
I
win
love
a
it,
round, you
Robin.
should never be trying to. I don't think they have enough money to justify losing all 5 there. They're gonna full buy up. You have no bank. But it does put Torqued in this weird position where they're probably gonna consider buying.
see the odds
Those
there.
two can drop guns.
From
They can have one
Vulcan
person
bet.
with a pistol. And the Vulcan odds, I think those are reasonable. Maybe.
Yeah, no, if you're going to be honest with yourself, that you gotta, that's relatively true. I think we're giving Torqued a little love here because there's always a little bit of context that needs to be added, which is new recent changes for Liquid and an underdog in Torqued. You kind of got that psychological pillowing if you're Torqued and a little bit of pressure on you if you're Liquid to make sure you play your game.
What do you think about that flash top mid? It's like sometimes those flashes top mid, I feel like they can give you a false sense of security because they're not very effective, but they can blind a few angles.
We kind of learned on Liquid or on C9 that they didn't really do much. The main purpose is if you time it well, they're forced to turn, so you just cross with it
Gotcha.
on top of the molly. It's more of a
Oh, it's always awkward. Try to help your teammate jump peek. You just jump into the angle.
Feels bad, man.
5v4 situation here. CZ's on Torqued. They just need to crossfire Brax in a pretty round-winning position here. If he's able to do something about it, I don't know if he's going to hear the molly come from Palace, but he can swing right now exactly. If he was able to stay alive there, that's a for sure round win, but still in the 3 versus 2 for Torqued.
Should Kusta have moved right there?
Either way, staying alive is never that wrong.
We
You know?
definitely scared him off. That's for sure.
He could have died crossing or something, but right now, Torqued can pretty much play contain. They don't need to over-rotate. Steel flanking here. This is very smart if he goes underpass.
Boom. He hears them too.
And he's going to be able to make the play now. They
Yeah,
should
they're
be
all
able to
moving.
pinch. He's not in a big hurry here. If anything, he could even drag a little ass unless he knows that they're both outside of the halls.
Drag a little ass, not to be confused with grabbing a little ass. 3 members of Live. And Nafly is going to fall to the hands of AZK. It's now up to Elige. The bomb has been planted in the B site. Those 3 members alive. Yielding the op. Steel making pretty quick work of an unsuspected Elige over there, kind of not even looking close to his direction.
It's important when you're that one guy. You don't want to go quick, but if you take too long, it might become obvious, especially if they were to, say, get an engagement and not kill that guy in kitchen right away and delay. The worst thing he could do is go out right away before his team is ready to trade, or literally bait too hard. Fur is like a god at that, knowing when to hold off and not flank and actually go right away. It's a little bit of an underrated skill.
So
But is Torque open for the reset, Launders?
Yeah, so
I
last
stared
round
me and we had a good eye contact.
they lost all 5. Yeah, really leaned in there. Yeah, last round they lost all 5, and now they're kind of paying for it. About down to 0, only got a Mac 10 on steel. It looks like they want to do something fast at ace, so that might help them out. Might help them counteract the fact that Torque have so many nades left over. Molly goes out. We'll cut off one player, and there isn't one for Tetris, so the rest of them will be able to cross. There's a lot of pressure on Pollo to either, well, to make an important decision as to how he's going to stay alive, but also, you know, will he try to make contact? And it seems like the retake is going to be on, but everybody's in pretty good positions, and they've also held on to all their grenades.
Liquid here, or Torqued rather, in a decent situation if they do this patiently. Nothing to rush it. They still got a couple smokes and mollies. Smoke off the extremities. Good smoke there by whoever that was, Firebox.
Steel, well done.
Nitro is really great at these positions here. Torqued is going to have to be careful as they drop in, and Steel gets the trade frag. Looking good here for Torqued as they get into the bomb site, and I don't know if they can still cover the bomb. It's planted default. Good job by Torque to do exactly as they needed to there. Right when Liquid starts taking the site, Pollo does a good job to fall back as a new player there. It's easy to maybe get overexcited, think you could let me just get that one kill of them planting. Nope, not necessary. Let them plant. Me and Robin were talking about this yesterday, and in a lot of maps, if you're a terrorist and you plant and it's 5-on-5, unless you have some epic flank planned, you're generally not in that great of a position. The CT still have nades. They gave you the bomb site for a reason, and they're going to retake it. Probably 7 out of 10 times, unless you do something special.
I think naturally if a bomb site is retakeable, that means that it's your job isn't over as a terrorist just planting the bomb and getting in 5 spots. Usually means you have to jock for position, either getting control of something. That's why sometimes people will flash their CT. And now we got an eco B rush. AZK looking for the spray. Steel gonna help him out on the cross.
This could be bad, actually,
For his teammates.
the way he died right there if they scale on him properly. But Steel doing a great job to stay alive in this pillar. And to get potentially 4 kills in Joshua, I didn't. Actually, he did. Do it. Nissan.
Actually, Joshua, he done did it. Nissan.
He's back, though.
Nissan.
And proving that his former actions do not dictate his future.
That was beautiful. All headshots.
It's a nice play here.
Devin, no wet hit him.
Josh came from the CS Source world.
And
He's been around the block.
One of the very few good things that came from the CS Source world.
Yeah, a couple.
Just a couple.
Along with the French scene.
Oh yeah, other ones on
Robin.
this couch.
That's
I'm
over here,
sorry.
don't worry about it.
There's 3 things.
I didn't come from the source world, so I have no sympathy.
That's fair.
Easy work
Look at
here.
this. We're sitting over here talking about, well, lovely Robin, which is worse than about all times.
Meanwhile,
And Torque
Torque.
holding their own, staying fully torqued.
Torque doing some killing here. Naf and Nitro left all by their lonesome.
There you go.
That Molotov to flush out Nitro. Kusta finds the kill. Now Naf has a 1v5 in his hands. Torque edging its way back into the game. It's going to be probably 4 rounds here, undoubtedly. Undoubtedly.
Indubitably.
Indubitably.
Still a little bit early. Give us some time.
You know, I'm going to miss you guys.
I want to miss you very much.
I've had a good time with you guys. It's been a good time. This
Yeah,
is my last
yeah,
Dude,
one.
we're not gonna
flying?
have you for like 3
Yeah.
months.
Yeah, it's because of the incident.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday, the fish head thing, Jordan, you took it a little too far, so I took the heat.
Yeah.
And I knew the.
Oh my.
Hey, woo!
All right then.
That wasn't
wake
loud enough. Oh, let's make it
I'm
louder. Yeah.
Brought to you by HTC Vive.
More.
Get in the game.
Dolby 19.
If you guys aren't awake, you are now. 4 to 4. Brax, try not to get caught off guard. He's crossed the sandwich. Good time to play this setup. Only way it goes wrong is if it caught with their pants down. Pollo, keep your pants on. Avoid those flashes.
What?
Trace, don't look at me like that.
I think I have to.
Let me dance with my words a little bit here.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Not a lot of nades coming in from the Liquid side. One smoke and they're going to flood out, and hopefully
Good flash there from
we see
Spawn.
some highlights.
Brax finding 1, 2. I think he even found.
3.
Yeah.
4.
Arithmetic.
And it's not a replay. Make sure that's very clear. Thought I started slipping there for a second. So cool. Do a little commentary on a replay. See the
Oh,
cover?
top right. Yeah. There you go.
Now suddenly the shoe is on the other side of the table. As Torque have tons of money in the bank.
What?
Sorry,
that even
the
mean?
other side of the table, which is turned.
Oh,
Oh, he got a 4K right there.
Yeah.
Tables turn, bridges burn, you live and learn. I quote.
Liquid here going for the fast mid control and steal. Giving and getting about 48 damage.
Getting and receiving. Wait, that's the same thing.
That's what I said, Trace.
Same thing.
Jeez.
Cheese.
Steal, doing the standard mid control here. Something to note on Torque's side yesterday, and they're doing it again, is this passive kind of give up B spot from market early round. I don't necessarily get it, but I couldn't see their perspectives. Maybe
What
that was
way?
not. I don't know if they do anything fast towards B. Or
I think
A.
it's because Steel's been getting caught off on catch, right? Forced to play a little bit more defensive, don't lose entry.
I guess it's
Just
not
have
terrible,
no
but
mid.
yeah, he went window early, but they have the opper. I don't know. Is Kusta at B right now? Can we tell? Yep. Okay, so I guess this is why it makes sense.
But they're definitely just giving up middle round after round. And
Well,
All intents
not
and purposes.
necessarily. Last round they stopped an underpass. It was. I think that was the only reason they did that though, is because they did an aggression. Now Kusta here crossing could be dangerous if he gets double peaked.
toe shot, just barely missing. Catches a dink
Kusta's
to the wall.
swift
Grabs it.
right
double.
here,
Can't grab a second.
though. Rack's in a position to get multiple kills, but now red HP.
Oh, Nate's good.
Ooh.
Wow,
Solid
that nade
HE.
was beautiful. Look at that Iverson. Damn, bro. Steel's already made his way into the site as well. Stops the bomb plant. And now they've got 3 people. All of them have to come out. Nitro on the lurk kills 1 on Cat. Poyo goes down. Frax is here to watch the cross. Bomb's going to get planted, and Nitro comes up to do more work. Even more work. He's done for the day.
Super low HP Nitro there. Finding 2.
Doing a little opposite you might expect and getting a little aggressive there. Take these 7.62 bullets up that booty. PUBG's got me speaking about these kind of numbers.
Well, they're accurate.
So you feel comfortable more that since they had Kusa with the op on B, that they could play a little bit more passively. Do you still think it's like more favorable for them to fight for Cat a little longer? Is that what you were hoping they would do
What? Oh, just in general?
at mid?
Oh
versus
yeah,
Kusa?
for a second I thought Steel was at B, so I was like, why is a double rifle B setup playing passive right away? But then I remember he fought window right away. Even last round though, Kusta has the same problem as he did on Inferno yesterday, where he overpeaked occasionally. He got that first kill upper B. He probably could have won the round for his team just simply by running away. It's hard sometimes.
Damn.
In Nitro, they're going to pick.
Quick.
Kusa is very swift with the opto. I think he's actually one of the better, just like mechanical op players in the country. So a great pickup by Torque to have him on the squad.
And a lot of pros will echo that sentiment too, right?
Yeah.
Like they'll talk about him in scrims just annihilating people.
That's kind of the main thing. I've heard from people that he's like really good, a lot better in scrims than he was in matches. But we've seen him play in matches like at a very high level too. And you always remember a player's peak. That's kind of what defines him for a lot of people, I think. You know, you think about, wow, he did this well versus this team in this situation. He's got that somewhere in him. You know, we try to bring that out eventually.
Hey, just look at PTR
Right.
from Aspen, right?
That's true. Yeah.
First time you ever see him really in the international scene, ends up just dropping bombs versus the Frenchies, you know.
So envy, yeah.
Yeah, you definitely remember those.
Seems like yesterday.
Oh, not
Torque
really.
just getting caught
But,
off.
No, yeah. I'm just kidding. What am I saying? Time flies when you're getting old. You know. Sorry.
Jordan shaking his head.
Yeah, just Torque. I guess it's tough. Nitro's doing a good job. It's hard to always criticize. Sometimes you got to give credit where credit is due. Nitro doing a good job taking fights that they're not expecting this round and last round. Multiple frags, just taking aggressive fights, and you know Nitro letting himself be known here through a little forced will.
It's good. It's hard to make your presence known on terror side. If you're good CTs are not going to give you that many openings, obviously, and especially when he's not used to figuring out how to find those fights. As an opera for the first time, it's difficult. But there's Kusta being blessed with a walk-up A ramp as he's opping CT. Perfect spot for him to be in that situation, and also is able to stay alive now. As Twist is looking to put some pressure on him. Kusta scoped up, and Twist is flashed. No fight's going to happen.
Oh,
However,
yeah.
as Elise jump stairs to find 2. They left that unsmoked for a purpose, it seems. 3 up on the retake.
Unsmoked for a purpose. AZK, Kusta, and Steel. 2 AWPs. Kusta finding 1. Steel also getting 1 onto Elise. So that would leave the opposite Steel and Nitro now to defend this planted bomb here in the A bomb site. Right now, AWP posted up there in the halls. Maybe.
Not again.
These guys are
Man.
teammates right there.
How about that? Nitro finding 1. Nitro finding 2.
This keeps
Can he win the
happening
round
I don't-
here by killing Kusta in a 2v1? Kusta's going to elect to save, and that's another round on the board for
Either one of those smokes or mollies could have gone to the halls, right over the
Yeah, I don't-
staircase.
You know, if there's an Opera default in sight, you're not worried about him. You know, you're worried about Tetris, you're worried about Palace, because those spots you could take shots from and hide. If you have utility, sure, if you have enough to use fire, I'd say that if you only have two sets of nades, though, like they do right here, you have 4 flashes right there before you dry peek one of the most dangerous after plant spots.
Damn, they had full nade sets and they
Especially when the top stairs is smoked like that, you gotta understand that the person in the defensive position is always gonna take a chance if they have less angles to worry about. So the fact that stairs is smoked there only encourages the Palace and ramp people to peek.
what a soundbite.
Just saying.
Yeah, no, you're completely right.
Yeah. Gotta love that.
I'm also just excited to watch the Torque guys, like you said. It's another one of the biased
get to see them
comments.
too much,
yeah,
you know?
So I want to see them do a little justice to themselves.
Well, just kind of for their own sake, hope they don't get tilted off of a round like that. You can definitely see why you might get upset with your team if you're wasting grenades
Fling
in a very favorable situation. But at least they have man advantage now. Another walkout, 2 rounds in a row. Maybe unexpected because well, it's too simplistic
Steel
of a
reading
play.
the flash. Steel about to take on Steel. Come on, let's do it. Who's Palace? Get over there. They're trying to fight here, brothers.
Yeah, we need a Sennheiser survey. Who's going to be the better player today, Steel or Steel?
Steel man versus Steel man.
Still men versus Steel Canadian men.
And Josh just played. See, this is where it seems like he's one of the pillars of the team, knowing when to kind of regroup and play with his teammates. He's kind of spreading that vibe throughout, trying to bait in information.
Very nice.
Very
And
well
Easy
done.
K playing Quake.
7-6, Team Liquid. Torque grabbing that last round.
Steel's actually 16-7. Torque Steel, who uses a final mouse, sponsor of CS Summit.
Sponsor of CS Summit. Also sponsoring CS Summit is AOC, Monster, HTC Vive, Vulcan Bet, WTF Skins, and Netgear Nighthawk Pro Gaming Router. If you want that Wi-Fi all throughout your house, you want to stream 4K Netflix, Wall, Twitch, Wall. Watching this match right now Beyond the Summit because it's the best event you've ever watched.
While
Make sure you have that router.
watching some Korean
But
girl eating food on a
What
live
if
stream.
what if your air conditioners turn down really cold? You probably want to put a jacket or maybe a hoodie on. You can find over at kappa.ly/CSS2 merch.
There
Yep.
you go. Get
So-
suited up.
Just make sure. I don't know. I'm probably gonna wear this hoodie. I'll be honest. It's
Cover your
pretty dope.
bases.
And as we talk about staying warm, the B-hold is still pretty cold.
Hey, that was
As
not bad, Jordan.
Team Liquid gives up. And I think it's just their spots not super complementing each other. Now, they're not necessarily in the worst spots in the game right there, but B is actually a very sensitive subject. I'll be the first one to say I'm not a B expert. I've always played like A-side connector. Played Cat a long time ago.
Uh-oh. Booster Brewster.
3v3 now.
Yeah, and what was a save round for Team Liquid, CZs and all, they have managed to get the bomb down towards the B site. Kusta hitting a nice shot there on the twist, leaving it now up to Elige to defend this planted bomb. He's trying to get the spray through the smoke.
he got it. He
Just
got
time?
it.
Oh
No, no, no,
my
they don't.
god.
Unbelievable.
That was
Wow.
unbelievably clutch.
And now that's...
What a monster. What a monster.
It sucks because honestly, I don't know how much to criticize Poyo there because I can't. You don't know what sounds he heard versus what he said, so I don't know if we have the final seconds here.
I mean, he cleaned it up like right after those bullets, so it's really like
Yeah, right here. Oh, that sucks
Oh.
because he was holding left and then he went right, assuming. Okay, so you can't really criticize him. I was thinking the first dot should be meat shield, which is just go stand right in front of him, but he actually just got timinged a bit. Should have put himself in front of the left pillar rather than strafe around it. Very subtle things of CS:GO.
that was nice. I mean, yeah, Leash didn't have that angle when he saw the dinks on the sight box. Like, I got to go around, and he went for it. That's beautiful. So let's take a small lead here. A couple of tough rounds to stomach. You know, this post plant situation on A they could have won, and then that 1v1 they should have won in the eco. Torque could be in the lead here. But once again, they get the man advantage, which is immediately taken back quickly. Give them a hope and then take it away.
I thought
Flair
so-
nodding
so-
in agreement.
Yes.
Yep.
He's here. He's alive. Barely. Nitro grabbing the last round for Team Liquid of the half. 9-6 will do it. Here as Liquid and Torque do switch it up.
Can we see Tab really quick? Who got the? Okay, so yeah, they did go 4-0. So not, not the best half for Torque. They definitely could have had a couple more rounds considering
But Steel is doing way better than Steel.
that could have been an 8-7 in favor of Torque, I think, with how the situation they put themselves in. But you win that T pistol in the ecos, you're right back in it.
Right back at it like asthmatics.
James, you can see there with his shirt tucked in, sitting ever so vigilantly.
This isn't the beach. Where are we?
And by shirt, I mean his tank top tucked right into his shorts. Pistol round here. Torqued over now on the T side. Going to have to get the bomb down at either the A or B bomb site. That is exactly how Counter-Strike works, believe it or not. However, it looks like could be potentially a set piece here. We do see 2 smokes, 2 flashes, and 2 HEs for Torqued over there towards the A site. Kusta lining up a smoke. Going to hit 1 for the top of stairs, 1 for jungle.
It's definitely going to go well against the 4B setup here, but Twist going to do the right thing and probably give up spawn. He has a chance to get a kill on them. Now, no flash for these two guys, so the head sack should be good. Normally, you're worried that the CT's got a pop flash and they could swing with it here, but all 4 members only going to be maybe ruined here by the flank coming in from the A ramp here on CT side. But
Here we go, pushing the CT. Poyo gets 2. Perfect. They held on to CT spawn now. Great position to be in. Nafly is not going to have an easy time cracking this can open. And Poyo is chiming in for another. So 2v1 situation, both angles to work with. Nitro on low ammo, USP to kill the crossfire, and he can't even find the first. Poyo finally goes down, but he is none the wiser about the second man here. Kusta cleans it up, and Torque win the round.
Poyo really going loco there.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to get it in at least once.
He's going ham, not chicken.
And those
What-
are the kind of plays we're talking about as well, with in regards to the A bomb sites. So a very good call here from Torque, deciding to just push CT spawn instead. No utility, just like 3-man push.
I
Just try and
appreciate
take some cover.
I appreciate when Flair chimes in, so
Cool.
the chat knows that he's still alive. We
Barely.
need a heart rate monitor for Flair on the stream.
Well, I'm working up to the point of possibly getting the second coffee of the day. It's after that one when it's.
What's the
starting to
What's the European threshold for second coffee of the day? How much time do you have to wait?
Oh, dude, you can have it right away if you want.
Okay.
At least 2.
Naf trying to find a CZ kill there. Not going to find it middle.
that reminds me of like Steel, literally on first half. Like, how does he not get a bullet off? Steel did the same thing where he shot like 6 Deagle bullets. Didn't get a damage done. Not today, Merc. Oh, what? I'm calling somebody.
What's going on?
I just have my phone pressing the screen. Naf does a lot of damage there, and Steel in a position to not do much now, but he is able to get information. They have that of control. What does that mean, boys? That they at least 2B now. Now, what they should be able to do, prod connector a little bit, see if anyone's spotting. If not, most likely that encourages that they're either playing a jungle spawn setup or under Balk. Kusta's about to get that information now. Says, hey guys, they're passive, maybe one under Balk if they want to regroup, but they're not regrouping, and this kind of worries me. If you get caught in middle as a team like this in 45 seconds, what it allows to happen is you have to come through all these choke points. You start getting popped like that. Your choke points, when you know the teams are back in sight, should not be coming through connector. This is, you should be pinching right here. Now, they're still in a decent position if they don't overextend spawn here. One good flash can do a lot for Kusta. He peeks at the right time, and he does not. They need to get the bomb down here to get a little bit of money going for T-Side, because it doesn't look like they're going to win this round.
Oh wow, quickly falls apart.
And unfortunate there, and that I think just shows the newness of Torqued here as a team, that I am assuming the second they watch this demo, from so far what we've seen this tournament, they've been pretty good at tidying up their strats, but in a round like this, if you're going to split connector, normally it works best because you go fast and you have one A player saying, hey, they're pushing a ramp. Then your connector players are able to come up a ramp and do something uncomfortable to the CTs. But when you have mid control and the CTs are obviously giving you mid control and they're not pushing the extremities, they're going to be passive in the sight. If you're coming up connector and if you're coming up cat against people passive in the sight, that's the only chance they have to get clean fights on a 4-spot. You want to have someone coming out of Palace or smoke toll booth from ramp.
This is actually a problem that Torx has had all 3 days now.
Late round,
winning
right?
pistols, losing ecos. I think probably Torx, out of all the teams here, probably lost the most anti-ecos.
I'm personally just not a fan after just casting like the last couple seasons. It's just of going mid on the anti-ecos, and obviously we talked yesterday about how it's important that to switch it up no matter what. Like nothing is necessarily safe to do every time. Like if you were to go B every single round because people don't stack B that often, well then everyone's going to start stacking B, right? So it just doesn't work that way. So sometimes you've got to
These are
play
good
with the
kills
idea
here. I'm going to
that-
chime in really quick, cut you off. This could turn into be a round like they had a B against Torque themselves. Brax was able to get a FAMAS. Steel dies a little prematurely there, which you probably didn't want. But it's all right. Still in a decent position here. Nades are, though, on Liquid. Brax able to get one more if he's aware the last guy spawned. 2 more spawn at it, rather. You know, Fallen 2 yesterday. Let's see for a second here.
Oh! 2 for Kusta. Can he grab the
3.
3rd? And he does.
Damn.
Kusta, previous ex-Liquid player there, doing a little damage to his former mates. And you know, I wanted to chime in and just to give credit to Torqued here, or in the sense that there's no right way to play Nico, so it's not like, you know, Fallen and I we were talking about it yesterday. He's done every different way. I'm sure Robin, you could even reflect this a little. You've done every different type of anti-eco round, and sometimes you just get one deked. And the key, I guess the key for Torqued round there was not necessarily the details exactly about where they went, but more being a little bit more decisive and just the basics. If you're going to hit a site, don't go all through one funnel and make sure the timing's on point.
Yeah, and on top of that, just make sure that you at least have like a buddy, right? Like a buddy system.
Exactly, you're together.
Definitely just don't want to die and not get that revenge frag.
And Torque doing a great job scaling here. I was a little bit worried that Poyo might have been pushing alone, but he did a good job of creating space. And now a positional 4v3.
It's actually this the CD side that could pose a problem for Liquid. Torque can keep the pressure up, and now they've got another post plant. Not going to be a buy up next round for Liquid, so they don't find an opportunity now.
You can imagine they have some protocols, right? They do have some of that still in place from the three core players, but overall, they're still got to figure out some of their CT side with these new guys in the lineup.
Yeah, does Nitro take all the same spots as JDM? And if so, then who's taking Nitro spots? And, you know, do you find out that this one teammate doesn't like certain Nitro spots, and so you're going to have a lot of reshuffling?
And that all comes with time. But 10-9 is the scoreline. Torque not going down just yet. Actually picking up a good amount of rounds here since losing. I believe it was 2 rounds ago.
Hope to see them be a little bit more decisive on this anti-eco round, knowing hopefully that Liquid should be on this save. Sending 3 early towards A might be indicative that they do know that, and they're just kind of holding and getting ready to go into reactionary exec, right? If that guy outside of mid sees them pushing mid, they'd probably start hitting A. And if the guy B doesn't see anything B, they're probably going to fall back. So we're going to see that happen in about 5, 4, 3, 2, maybe not. Maybe we'll see if Brax gets contact and he can pull them because they assume he's in B, and then they'll go out A, which looks like is what's going to happen.
Should he be making more noise, or should
Yeah,
he be slowing it down?
I think he's doing his job. Though. I think he's just trying to, yeah.
That's
They're all here,
so
they're
much
all
info,
here.
yeah.
He might have saw an arm in market when we weren't on his POV as well, you know. And he's just like, all right, they'll be here in a sec.
Here in a second. And no kits in the hands of Team Liquid.
It looks like they already made an adjustment. They must have. You never know. It might be Marcus, the coach there, after that first eco guy. It's like, we just got to be more decisive. And it looks like they were. They simple strat. Honestly, I feel like SK added that to the meta. With, you know, they used to do that on a Mirage where they would fly fur out Palace at A or B and have maybe one towards that side of the map with them. But really, you know, it can go wrong, of course. He could just die from winning guy B and they never get any info. It's the risk you take on ecos, but a lot of valid approaches.
Top of the 21st here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We're going to be going...
American
Sorry.
Yankees, 4th World Series in a row.
Weapons on both sides of the map, though. No AWPs in anyone's hands. And to be quite fair, there are no kits there either.
Like
Or
to
on the
play.
Liquid side. Fast, a rush there. Release taking out AZK. Brax replying onto him before falling to Nitro. Leaving Kusta, Steel, and Poyo to try to get this bomb down on the A side of the map. They do have one player over there on the B side of the map, but he's not going to be doing much good at all at this point.
Didn't Twitch just
I
have
don't
like
even
90
know.
health?
Yeah,
He
like-
must have like dinked him to the box as he naded or something. Regardless, next time you guys want to molly Toll Booth, there is a lineup. You know how you throw the smoke?
You can aim at the top of the tree.
Or,
From
yeah,
Tetris.
yeah, from Tetris, you know how to throw the smoke off the aiming up? You could just aim it like the corner of the box and jump throw it.
There you go.
And it spreads like it all Toll Booth, so.
The more you know.
The
I mean,
more you know.
you can really make and break around because, you know.
Especially when you know a nade very fast from a position that you don't have to think about. It expedites the process and gives you a little confidence knowing exactly how
holy
the
s-
nade's going to work.
They actually have just basically got this round locked up, especially if Nitro isn't aware that they could be in B already, but it seems like he's playing it somewhat safe.
I feel like Steel's pretty good
Oh.
at these positions.
Oh, no!
Whoa!
Oh,
As
no!
I say that, I eat my words.
That's a
Josh
big
not doing one
oof.
point of damage to somebody with 22 HP, and the inexperienced player Poyo here, we're going to be put to the challenge in a 1 versus 2 to see if he has the poise. And it looks like he has a little confidence to go at Nitro, knowing that maybe he's the low player. Must have got the communication from somebody, but if he doesn't look the right way here, he's
Oh, oh.
screwed.
He's got it. He's got no time to go back to A, but he's also seems to be somewhat
Oh,
away.
no.
Oh, no, that's not safe, my dude. He's good for the plant, though.
He's good
8
for the
seconds
plant.
up. He can put it down. He can reposition. He knows that it's going to be the CT to try to work it around. And from here, you know, potentially has the opportunity to get the first bullet in. That's what's going to be key. He knows that he's cleared the right. No. Steel actually comes out wide.
You know what's peculiar to me about that? Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Maybe he just between upper B and Cat, he thought that was more probable. So I guess it's not that bad. He seemed to be aware of the flank though as he went to market, is what I was gonna say. And then he plants exposed to it.
Yeah, it's a weird plant because he gets the same value out of planting safe for market.
I almost maybe this is where maybe he's a little on edge as an experienced player, but you have 15 seconds there and you know the last guy knows where you're at because you just got the kill. Fake plant there might not be a bad idea. I mean, at hindsight, we always sound like geniuses up here, but I feel like in that particular situation, that's not too far-fetched to say. You know,
Sure, you would have had the time for it if
yeah,
you wanted to.
had the time, especially because you get that kill market and you have to run back to the site. That gives the
So-
CT more time to.
Normally, what I would say, depending on, like, obviously they know, like you're saying, that he's going to be on the B bomb side, the last T. So sure, I actually think like fake plant there could actually potentially work, at least to
Could it
get
bite
an
him in the
understanding of where it
ass?
might be. Yeah.
You know, if the guy was running underpass and he wasn't even there yet, he could look stupid and fake plant, and then the guy's there. But
that's just it. You know, it's a game of probabilities, right? And so and you never know exactly what the best option is.
so I guess the best option
We
in
do.
that case would be since
Besides
the
us.
farthest peak is catwalk, and he was there, you would fake plant check cat, and then plant for hiding from upper B.
I like what you first said about him feeling like, because he looked towards Cat, you know, it felt like he knew he was coming from there. And I think if he just went off that gut instinct, planning open for market,
might have
and
also
then
been a
working
team
back
call.
to, because
You
if he
know.
worked back
Yeah,
to
that's always the variable we don't
Oh,
know.
yeah,
either.
that's
It
true.
might just been like Josh saying like, oh, watch
He's
out
for sure upper B.
Yeah, or like watch out for upper B, and he just gets him thinking.
And as the
you know.
new player, you can't help but listen to the boys.
there you go, yeah.
That's actually a subtlety here. And Kusta coming out the ramp, AWP in hand, looking to show us why Final Mouse is the mouse for him. Who ducked out right there and here, a little
It's been
sneaky
a
beaky.
lot of A-ramp walkouts on both sides. Elysian, kind of a precarious
Didn't
spot.
see him
Don't
on the
know if
balcony there,
there
but
it
he's
is.
about to now. Still gets a frag, but he's not aware the A site guy is going to go down to Twist, which is immediately traded by Brax, who is then traded by Nitro. Now in a 3 versus 3 situation. Kusta getting a little confident here to take the peek. And I was going to say he's going to go down, but he does it, and now it's a 2 versus 2 as Nitro returns the favor, and AZK smoking the center site here. Going to pull a little bit of attention away as he goes for the plant. Then Poyo making a new 1 versus 1. And AZK, if any situation is meant for him, it's these. Knows where the opponent is, ready to play a little reflex.
Beautiful. I mean, caught him off the corner of the smoke.
If you're new to the scene, some people might not know AZK. Obviously, if you follow the scene, you know he was part of the iBuyPower lineup, and one of his skill sets in the past has always been he's a gamer. He is somebody who, like Kusta with the op, is very comfortable with rifles, and AZK was always the guy who everyone said he could just do any support, trade, or any kind of role where you're in the mix, and you know where the opponent is, he's great at. And, that can be said for a lot of mechanically skilled players, but he's also not too impulsive, which makes him very valuable to a lot of teams compared to the maybe hyper-aggressive
One
player.
of his most iconic positions was Pit on Inferno.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, just a great
player
anchor, right?
yeah.
And it just falls in line with all the traits you're talking about. You want to be the safe guy, but you also want to be versatile with your aim because you're going to have to deal
You
with so
played
many
Source,
angles.
right, against it, Robin?
Yeah.
And he's one of those guys, right? He got a lot of big plays for not being a flashy player.
Just very consistent. You always knew where you kind of had him as well. Like a player that you really wanted on the team.
Almost Crims-esque.
Yeah. But the other way around in terms like Crims is like super known for the Inferno B plays, for example, right? Whereas for ACK, I feel like
Pit.
a lot more pits, but just the fact of no flashy plays, just trying to stay alive as long as possible, like utilizing the his flashbangs and stuff. I just think he's probably one of the best North
It's
American
going to be
players
interesting,
hold that
to see
area.
this lineup. Because Kevin even admitted, AZK, it's Kevin, he even admitted, like, some of the roles in the meta of CS right now, he's still kind of absorbing. And so they were even having a conversation with, like, the SK approach to Inferno, and he's like, he was looking at how they work Banana, and he's like, oh, like, that concept, it makes sense to me, but we didn't used to play like that.
He also said, right when he came back into this and said, hey, I'm going to do this full again, that he watched all the events for 2 weeks leading up to that point to try to get onto the meta. And I mean,
for him, man.
He said that there's still a lot to watch, and obviously you can't take it all in like that easily, so to say.
I heard that. He told me that as well, and I like as soon as he told me that, I was like, dude, damn, that's insane. Because sure, it's just so much,
That's awesome.
It's been like an event every week since Sequest.
Yeah.
Stuff like.
It's just impressive,
Yeah,
yeah.
Like, well, I have a lot of catching.
You're better man than me.
Yeah.
He's definitely a
No,
gamer.
but it's cool because if he does end up, say he does end up watching everything, right? Just to see like, because there's even stuff that we don't remember 1 year ago of like the meta and stuff. Like he gets all of it. Imagine just watching it like, what is this? Like 2 years ago, it's like, what kind of game is this? What are we playing?
A lot of nuance balance changes. Things like ladder speed have also changed completely since then.
Maps.
Maps are a big one, right? Angles.
Yeah.
People found some tricky, small details that really just make every single fight annoying.
Pistols still beat rifles. Like
Some things don't change.
some things don't change. Scouts still you jump with. But I think that's part of Counter-Strike, to be honest, at this point.
So it looks like we're running into kind of a head-on A stack. There is a default where they're testing the waters at mid. No one from the CTs are peeking, however, and it seems like they're just going to fall back, group up, and I don't know if they'll walk out here, but you can totally see a situation where Liquid come out ahead. They seem to be completely ready for this. And they contact that early might actually count against Liquid. Boom. Whack-a-mole. Koyo takes the head off. Steel Stairs control is taken, and Elise is left alone at Firebox. Go up in flames with the team.
Up in flames. No Liquid to extinguish it either. Torqued up 13-11 right now. Sitting in a pretty good position. Plenty of money. They have been fiscally responsible. Have been stacking the rounds and slightly deaf after this. But nonetheless, this next round will prove to be very important in terms of who's going to be probably walking. If we're going to be walking away with this one, if you're Torqued, or if you're staying alive, if you're Liquid. 13-11 again, round 25 here. Bomb transitioning back from the B side a little bit there. They were kind of edging that way. 4 strong now. Torqued electing to spread out a little bit more across the map. Kusta having that AWP in hand. And right now you're seeing a pretty strong connector presence there from the CTs and Team Liquid. Elise posted up, looking at that underpass area. Nitro looking now, spotting that A ramp. Contact is imminent. Kusta clearing the corners, making sure he can work his way up here. And no one gets caught off guard because no one wants to get shot in the back this early in the morning by not checking corners. Am I right, boys?
Totally. No, there's a distinct advantage here for Torqued. Liquid have absolutely no utility besides their 2 flashes. And even though they're in a pretty good position on A site, and you know what? They're going up against a walkout as well, so there might be favored engagements. But Kusta only helps him out, missing that shot. Nitro staying wide, but staying strong. Gets those 2 kills, and Twist is also there to help him out as Brax peeks out of Palace of Trade. So Did Torque maybe shoot themselves in the foot by not using all that utility?
I actually didn't get to see. I had a minor emergency to handle really quick.
Oh,
So I
sorry.
didn't see the setup for the round, so you could ask Robin that question.
Gotcha.
I wasn't watching.
Back to you.
He was straight.
No,
But you understand the
yes.
reasoning why they didn't use all their nades, right?
Why they didn't use all their nades?
Yeah, because Liquid's been playing somewhat of a retake on the bomb side. Some of the
Poyo
times,
has
right on the push, for
opportunity. Even
example.
is up right now. Not going to happen there. That could have given him the chance to maybe pressure up connector and get
No
AZK a
time.
quick plant opposite default. Not going to happen there. We're going to take this into the 20.
You think they could have had a better idea
Yes.
of how
I
much
think-
money they had to spend?
I think that a bomb site in general, especially if you do not have a lot of utility ST, is one of the hardest bomb sites to hit. So when you do have a lot of utility here, putting the smokes, maybe potentially hoping that they are playing retakes, so you can at least use some when they do when they do a little push to retake the bomb site with CTs rather. Because like we were talking about as well, let's say they wasted all the nades, right? Yeah, you could potentially have the bomb site, but then it's a retake again, you have no utility, not even a flashbang.
If they had their finger closer to the pulse, they could have had an idea of how much money Liquid had to work
Where
with.
was Poyo was mid that round, right?
He
Last
went late, yeah. He
Instead
went
of
late.
Steel? Was Steel also mid?
No, I don't think so. I think Steel and
Is
Kusta
that-
were A ramp.
Yeah. So that's also another swap. This is very interesting to me actually because yesterday when Torque was playing on Inferno, for example, Steel was the entry fragger. Switching over to Mirage, he was the lurk. Poyo was most of the times the entry fragger, which is the role we were talking that he had. Then today, that execute because maybe if Liquid watched the demo, they would realize every time Steel was mid or B, they would be hitting A. Like he would always be that one lurk. Switching that up again, Steel going a little bit more entry, maybe with the team a little bit more, maybe having Poyo or someone else lurk there.
He did
Super smart.
earlier, in a couple of earlier rounds, play top mid on the by himself. Yeah, so
well, Toik.
Toik.
The Toik. Yeah, Toiger. Who said that the other day? It was like Tiger, Toiger. Either way, Torque was poised there for a what could have been a stronger B hit. Now, kind of backing off, seeing maybe, hey, let's re-hit this. Let's kind of readjust here. Maybe refocus the game plan. Maybe something just wasn't feeling the way they wanted it to. Either way, grenades coming out over on the A side of the map. AZK getting flashed there as he is out Tetris. He's going to have a little bit of trouble with this guy underneath, though.
uh-oh.
Somehow, it's been a shootout here at the OK Corral. No one finds a kill. No one hits anything. Typical Hollywood. AZK, though, finding the kill there on the twist. Finally killing that guy underneath. They're kind of flushed him out with the Molotov. Steel getting one onto Steel. Steel on Steel Crime. Now we're in a 3v2. The two being on Team Liquid. Naf and Nitro now. The kit over on the Naf. They know the bomb is planted into B. Nitro being spotted in that upper halls area. Going to push through this Molotov. Not sure if Steel is suspecting that to happen. But right now, it's a battle for the ramparts as they try to make their way back on the site. Naf finds the kill on AZK. Steel and Poyo now to need to defend the bomb.
Wow.
Naf taking down Poyo. Steel left with a smoke and a flash. Going to catch a grenade while he's at it. Sitting there by the van. Catches a kill on the Nitro. Pops a smoke. Going to try to defend this
No.
planted bomb, and he doesn't do it.
I don't think he has
It's
enough.
ticking
Oh my
really
God.
quick.
He does.
Does he have it, ladies and gentlemen?
Oh
no,
my-
he elects to
Really?
get out
I
of there.
Close, yeah. I don't,
I felt
No,
like that was.
I don't think he had it.
I don't think he had
I'm
it.
going to trust you guys
well,
just
he
because
thought he didn't have it, so I'm going to go with it.
I don't think. Yeah, it was
James
way too-
RL looking swole there in the back.
And again, that shirt tuck in is plus 10 agility in game for his boy, so you can see why he equipped that shirt today.
That's a little weird peak to me.
As an engineer
ACKs.
from Berkeley, I feel.
It's a little
I
bit of
feel
a weird
he's-
peak to me in that situation.
Yeah, I
you
don't
know?
think that he
If
didn't
you
even
have
hear
two
the bomb
down.
tat. You win that round throwing your guns away if you're Steel.
Yeah.
You could do a little happy dance in the
Actually,
room if
both
you
of the
want.
peaks. ACK's peak initially, I'm not sure if he was aware that it was there, he just wanted to take it because I'm sure if he had just waited a little bit more, there'd probably a flank kill. Like you're saying, Jordan would steal there
From
as
the
well.
market peak, you
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
From he was in the first initial kill
The doorway?
on ACK when he was in the window room.
Oh, true. Yeah,
Yeah.
from the flank. Yeah, that's again might be them getting a little back into the game to realize, it's becoming more and more apparent. Every team, every player of the map has such the ability to turn the round.
Yeah.
I think, and that's the crazy thing when you watch SK is because everyone tries to understand why they're so good, and it's like literally just because across the board, so much understanding of the
Yeah.
game.
like the run is never really over.
No, in XVX situations, those guys are all so deadly, and there's a certain degree that you need to understand. And I think this is new players have a problem with this. There's a certain degree of selfishness and focus on your own situation in there that is important. And I think some new players, not even new people like AZK, who might be a little insecure about their play, they might think they need to do something more for the team in those situations, whereas their focus is in the wrong area. It's remembering the inherent advantages of you being a lurker and some of the meta.
Liquid knowing what's on the verge here. Torque sitting ever so close to that match point round. Now we're a little bit of a sort of a broken bye over here on the Liquid side.
They're kind of going all in on this because they bought up last round. They lost that rifle, and now they have spent all their money. I want to say, can we press tab? Yeah, they spent down to 0, so they just don't want to play for OT. They cannot be feeling good because I feel like a really confident team would play for OT in this situation. That buy is not great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this
Especially
could
when
pay
you
off.
already had problems on CD side to begin with, like, oh, we can't really hold, we're having issues.
I think they're hoping to take advantage of the inexperience of Torque, but Torque deciding to opt for the slow play here, and hopefully they don't make the mistake they did earlier on in the half where they just couldn't make a decision. 59 seconds left, and we do see
Fade
them
towards B.
on both sides of the map.
Will they get the rotates, though? Elite one person coming back from A-ramp. It's working out, actually. The walkout, if perfectly timed, might catch all the CTs evacuating. Twist can't make up his mind at this moment, even though the calls are coming in. They're a little bit late, it seems. They might have the opportunity now to take these fights at long ranges. Elige suddenly not in such a favorable position. Not the worst place to be in the world, but no support. And Twist here with at the connector with only a CZ. Smoke comes out. Steel's going to pre-fire it immediately, but Twist is too quick. His little kid hands and his fast reactions coming out ahead. Elige up here from the Palace.
Oh my gosh.
MP9 spray down on 2. Can't go into the fire. Suddenly Liquid win a round.
5 alive.
You'd think they couldn't do it.
It sucks because that literally is what Torque wanted to happen. Like, take long enough, the 1B guy makes them insecure, pulls a little rotation. They're passive except from Elige.
How does Elige win when 2 players are staring at him from Tetris shooting?
9. So that's definitely a brutal round to win. You know, honestly, Torque could do the same round, but this time just do a little bit better of a late round exec. You know they have the op now. Get yourself in the bomb site, and you know maybe a play will need to be made if they take A, some kind of stairs control or something. But Kusta hoping for the early pick here to make things a little easier.
This will be Ultima tilt if they cannot win this map
Oh, yeah.
from this point on.
I mean, yeah, definitely for Torque, they're going to be in a bad place, probably, in the mind games. But AWP in the American Kenny S's hands. That's Kusta.
Kenneth Suin.
Yeah, American Kenny S.
Kenny S.
AWP in his hands, 14-13 here. Torque on the brink of match point yet again. We did see a disastrous round for them last round. But now it looks like a more straight-up B play. They do have one guy lurking over there towards the A side. Molotov going to put a stall there on the hit towards B. Or is it, though? They put it out with the smoke and elect to just kind of just chill. They really just kind of take it back.
Oh no!
Roll down the windows. Stay a bit.
Elige with the Grandmaster play.
Uh-oh.
Elige level 200 IQ, grabbing 2 in the spray, and Kusta and AZK Poyo is able to take him down without any further damage being done.
Steal here, though, with a great positional play here. Going to get one more at B, but I'm not sure. Oh, he did spot the arm just there. And Steal has the chance to change everything. And Brax getting a kill at the same time. 2 versus 2 situation. Steal in a sensitive situation here. Naf with the timing advantage there. Poyo, the new player, in a 1 versus 2, bomb in hand, able to maybe get a kill here, but the noise is made, and Naf probably identifies him, which takes his chances down to about a 30% chance here. Poyo, does he have a smoke in hand? Could underhand it, but he doesn't have time here. They're going to rush out at him.
Oh, man.
And Nitro bringing the score to a 14-14 there as Torque almost brought that back.
Yes, I mean, Steel there, there's a little bit of a shame, right? Naf ends up killing Steel maybe half a second before Poy even gets there to even cover the area.
He made a good play, nice and patient.
Yeah.
Steel really almost caught him off guard. This was great, though, from
That's
Elite.
such a bummer.
That was not an easy readjustment for the second kill. The spacing was just bad enough that he had to, like, stop spraying
Yeah.
and catch up with his own recoil, but this couldn't have been more of a heater of a game to start the day. And again, I think that Torque's odds are so much higher with this map, not because they just go up 1-0, because Mirage is probably one of their 2 chances here to actually win this series. So
And the funny thing is they have probably as much practice as the Liquid guys do, except Liquid already had a core of strats without, obviously, like, the 1.5 new guys, kind of. So some props to Torque here for being able to put this much damage in with this little work. It's cool to see what the NA scene might have for Pro League, you know. If Torque is able to keep kind of this developmental cycle up, they, in a couple months, if they're on this path, they would be one of the top NA teams in terms of.
You could tell, just having talked to Josh, he's all in on this. Like he's
Josh is
fully
for real,
embraced
man.
this.
He's the real deal.
Yeah,
all right.
he's
He
all
came
in on
through,
this.
stuck with it, played with his friends, and is now joined back with his old teammates, leading the charge. They beat Vega in a best of 3 online. Like that's really impressive for a team that's literally just been out of the game for like 2 years.
It's a little early to tell,
What the
but
heck was that?
That was strange, but that really could
That's some
change
next
things
level
up because
subtlety.
he pushed so far up.
I could see where he's thinking, like, maybe I don't know what info that would give him that idea to make that play.
Yeah, it was weird.
Torque hopefully doesn't.
This is a really important situation. Torque is actually, since they spent all
I like
their
the
money
fallback here. They know that they got such an early kill there that the CTs are bound to have a rotation already in place.
Just milk even more nades here. You're gonna be hitting a bomb site with like CT's no utility left. So
They also got to recover Steel's gun, I want to assume. Which one was it? There it is. Brax has got it. It's in safe hands. And they'd like to go back to this A-ramp. Walk out one more time. It's pretty 50-50 from the results we've seen in this half. Flash goes out to A-ramp. Naf in kind of a floater position in the middle of the site. Will look to take first contact. Dink through the box. Twist from up top. Gets one as well as Naf. And now they've only got one more player here. Brax, who picked up the M4 of Steel. Will he get both kills? He does. And now he's in a 1-on-2 situation. A bomb plant could mean the world even
It's gonna be
without the
tough.
round win. And he's going to look for, oh, the nades crisscross over default, take him out. So that's, round 29 in the bag. I don't know, man.
they did the same thing again there
Yeah.
that you were talking about. Like I think in this particular round, they still have the utility, and you're not doing an execute to begin with. Maybe be a little bit safer and use utility a little bit there, so you don't have to because there's so many angles, right? You're not even coming from connector at that point.
But there's still the anomaly, which is Steel pushing B halls super early in the round.
It's a super gamble, right? Let's say no one's there. That's the easy call. Rotate over, 4 to A, he flanks. Super quick. But insane gamble, considering it was 14-14.
It was strange. He jumped, he risked making noise without knowing for sure, and wants to go underpass for some reason.
Who's this? Fast smokes mid. Nitro with a little bit of a gap there. Going to get some damage done with the HE grenade. About 100 damage almost done between 2 players, and a lot of damage being done to Legion. A good position to see over the smoke and potentially get one. Nitro also in front of him. And it looks to be all she wrote here on Mirage unless something spectacular happens. Poyo with a gun that doesn't favor any distance here, so hopefully he can get a little sneaky up the A site. Which, as I say that, he's exposed.
And by the skin of their teeth, Team Liquid take it. 16-14 on map number 1, Mirage. We move on to Cobble Train. Yeah.
We haven't, I don't think, have we seen any cash this event so far? Or rather, even how many train
I don't think we've seen
maps
any
have we
cash. And have we seen Train?
I know it's been a 3rd map. Have we seen train once, maybe?
I feel like we saw it once.
Yeah,
Vegas
we've seen a
play
lot of it.
Yes, we did. Cloud. No. Heroic versus Nip. Heroic versus
Yeah,
Nip.
yeah.
Map 2.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Nip
It's
struggled
been a lot of
little bit there.
Inferno. No cash. It's fun. A little bit of a mix-up.
Yep.
That was
So-
a very competitive first map.
Yeah, definitely. Liquid's teamwork being pushed a little, tested. Their new
You
lineup.
get
And
James on the couch here.
yeah, he'll walk by, have a quick
thoughts?
words. But yeah, I don't know. See how much time we got, and then we'll throw to a break. But yeah, my final thoughts on that were Torqued. I think what they need to adopt, and I think a lot of top teams are adopting nowadays, is sure have the old school default initially, sure set up the map like you normally would, try to bait some nades, but late round, more than anything, more than having some set big play, it's just outplaying people at basic CS. And I think the more they can kind of educate that conversation, get Poyo and the players who maybe have been out of the meta a bit, get them talking a little bit about the basics of late round that a lot of these teams are exhibiting, SK and FaZe, just kind of putting on clinics late round, and maybe that'll turn them into the next level. Because right now they're showing a lot of good early round poise, late round, and in after plans. A lot of skill on the team. Kusta, Swag, AZK, all able to hold angles versus the best of them. So with that being said, I think we're ready to toss to a break. And when we get back, maybe have a word from somebody. If not, still more action to come.